It's time for high school basketball on Facebook Live from WKLM-FM 95.3. Coming up next, we'll join the WKLM sports team with Before the Tip, sponsored by Village Motors. This is high school basketball on FM 95.3 WKLM.
And good evening from the dungeon at West Holmes High School. We have girls basketball action here tonight as we have Indian Creek with a record of 12-1 set to take on the Lady Knights of West Holmes coming in with a record of 11-1. Stay tuned after this. You'll hear our interview with Lindsay Snyder and more on Before the Tip right here on Stream 2 WKLM-FM.
You're ready for college, ready to make the next step towards a better future. But putting your life on hold while you earn a degree just isn't for you. At Wayne College, you can pursue your degree and achieve your goals while staying in the community you know and love. Wayne College offers 2- and 4-year degrees that can save students up to 30% in tuition. Join us at the University of Akron-Wayne College, where student success comes first.
This is Raleigh Mast. I'm a fleet mechanic with Yoder Lumber Logistics. We are a truckload carrier and broker servicing customers east of the Rocky Mountains. We have a fleet of late model equipment specializing in flatbed and Conestoga freight. At Yoder Lumber Logistics, we take pride in offering our customers fast and friendly service at competitive rates for all their inbound and outbound needs. Give us a call today at 330-893-3131.
Promotion Therapy offers outpatient and home physical and occupational therapy. Locally and privately owned and operated, Promotion Therapy takes tremendous pride in making your therapy experience a success. We have taken all the extra precautions this year in making sure our clinic is sanitized and our therapists are fully equipped to treat you safely. Whether it's in our clinic or in your home, we will do everything we can to ensure you feel comfortable and confident in your care. Our clinic is located on South Washington Street, right next to Dairy Queen, or call us today at 330-600-0844. You can also visit us online at promotion-therapy.com.
Proud to serve all your real estate and auction needs, RES Auction Services and HER Realtors have been a locally and independently owned real estate and auction company for over 40 years. At HER Realtors, the selling market is strong. If you give them the listings, they have the buyers. Plus, don't forget to check out the new location for RES Auction Services just west of Worcester. Contact HER Realtors at 674-7610, on the web at herrealtors.com, or RES Auction Services at 833-765-3737, and on the web at res.bid. Located on Glen Drive in Millersburg, making a difference one sale at a time.
Sally, you need a root canal. Traveling, you need your wisdom teeth out. Traveling, you need braces. Traveling, you need a dental implant. Traveling, you need your teeth cleaned. Traveling! That's it, happy feet. You're benched until you start going to Dr. Welsh for your dental care. Quit traveling so much.
Yes, Coach. I'll check out their website at www.drbradwelsh.com and give them a call at 330-674-4876.
Good luck to all area winter sports teams.
Before the Tip is brought to you by Village Motors of Millersburg.
At Village Motors in Millersburg, we're all about service, literally. This is Deke Miller, and our service department will help you take care of your investment in a new or pre-owned vehicle. Trained and professional, our service staff cares about your vehicle as much as you do, and their workmanship will keep it in tip-top shape or fully repaired if needed. Find out what full service really means when you trust us, the people who care about you, Village Motors in Millersburg.
I'm here with head basketball coach Lindsay Snyder of the West Holmes Lady Knights. Lindsay, coming into tonight's game against Indian Creek, a very good team, but you are 11-1 on the year so far. So maybe just talk a little bit about where you are at this point in the season and how your team's progressing as you're rounding up to that most important time of the year as we're getting towards tournament time.
Yeah, I think we're, where we want to be at this point in the season. We started off really well and shot the ball well and scored quite a bit of points, and then had a spot there for a couple weeks where we didn't shoot the ball very well. the last 2 games, I felt like we've played better offensively. Defensively, I think we're pretty consistent night in, night out, but our kids are shooting the ball with a little bit of confidence, and that's what we've been talking about. Is we know we have kids that can shoot it well, but always having that confidence, and really all it takes is 1 or 2 kids to make a shot, and then everybody else feels differently. So I think we're to the point where we're fine-tuning some things and looking at the final stretch of the season.
Yeah. So as as the years went on, you've been kind of a team that scores by committee. Could be somebody different every night. But as of late, you've got players stepping up and scoring more consistently. So, does the rest of the team start to look to them players to do it, or do they still want to get involved on an equal level?
I mean, for a team to be a great team, you have to have everybody fill their role. And so obviously we don't want 9 kids to score, 15. That's not realistic. But can we have 3 or 4 score in double digits every night? Yeah, that'd be great. And the nice thing is we have different kids that do that different nights. And so it's not every kid. Every kid's job is not to score. Hannah Rohr, her job is to defend. Now, she happened to be our second leading scorer the other night, but that's not every night for her. But her job every night is to defend for us. And you have kids like Mia Halverson that her job is to go in and play post defense and rebound the basketball. And she gets some easy buckets here and there, but we don't need her to score 15 points a night. We need Katie and Ella and Kinsey and those kids to score double digits, and then you have Mel and Claire and Kat and Hannah that might have some big nights here and there, but I'm hoping that we can develop some consistency here from some of those kids, and then have 3 or 4 more, depending on the night, have some big numbers for us.
Absolutely. And when you have diversity in your scoring like that, it kind of makes a scouting nightmare for other teams, because you do have so many that you can go to every night, and it kind of makes you hard to prepare for. So talking about that, as you get talking about preparing, you're getting close to that important time of the year where you're heading towards tournament time. And, you always want to be peaking at when you get close to that time. So do you feel that you're starting to hit your strides right now?
I do. I feel like the last, we've had a couple games canceled, but 2 Saturdays ago we played Lexington, and then last Saturday we played Worcester. And those were 2 of our better team wins. And we played really well together as a unit. And that's what you want, obviously, coming towards tournament time. And we have this game, and then our next 4 games are huge. We played, obviously, Indian Creek tonight, Mansfield Senior Thursday, and then again Monday. Play Danville, they have a good record. Then we play New Philly. And so we have a good stretch of games here coming up that hopefully playing those good teams will help us continue to improve and be better come February.
Absolutely, and you do have a nice stretch of really tough games, which is what you want this time of year. You want to know where your team's at, so you're well prepared for tournament time. So on that note, Indian Creek coming in with a record of 12-1, senior laden ball team, good ball team. How do you match up tonight?
Yeah, they're they start 5 seniors, and all 5 of those kids are significant contributors to their team. They have a good little point guard and a post player. Another post player that is very good as well. Might not get the limelight as the other one, but those 3 kids, they're ball players, and so hopefully we're understanding our scouting report, how we're guarding them, and the different things that we need to do to be able to match up with them, our 5 against their 5.
Absolutely. Well, this will be a good stretch for you starting out this tough stretch of games that you've got coming up, and a good test tonight. So we wish you good luck here, continued success through this season. Go get them, Coach.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Lindsay. Lindsay Snyder from the West Holmes Lady Knights.
Before the Tip has been brought to you by Village Motors of Millersburg.
This is Wyatt Miller reporting live from Millersburg Tire Service.
Wyatt, this isn't actually live. This is a commercial for Millersburg Tire Service.
Oh, sorry about that, Grandpa.
That's okay. Just read the script.
Winter is on the way. That means you need the best tires from the best tire shop around at Millersburg Tire Service. They have Bridgestone and Blizzak tires that are totally awesome on ice and snow. Plus, winter is great because when it gets really bad outside, I get to stay home from school.
I'm not sure that last part was in the script.
I know. I added that.
All right. This is Brad Smucker. While Wyatt gets back to schoolwork, I invite you into Millersburg Tire Service on State Route 39 east of Millersburg. Call 674-1085 today.
Beachy's Auto Care and Truck Center continues to offer the convenience of 2 great locations on US 62 in Weinsberg and on County Road 201 in Berlin. The Winesburg shop will take care of heavy-duty truck and fleet customers from 7 a.m. to midnight, while the Berlin facility will repair auto and light trucks from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Contact them in Winesburg at 359-5421 or in Berlin at 674-6970. That's Beachy's Auto Care and Truck Center in Winesburg and Berlin.
For all your heating needs this winter, call Berlin Heating and Cooling, your Rheem Pro partner. With combined knowledge of over 65 years, you know that you're calling the very best. Berlin Heating and Cooling services and installs Rheem and all types of other furnaces and equipment. Berlin Heating and Cooling, they're your local team you can trust. Call today, 330-893-3057. That's 330-893-3057.
Now, more than ever, we are proud to be your hometown pharmacy. You can rely on us to deliver the care and medication you need in the safest way possible. Hi, this is pharmacist Joel Gauss at Premier Pharmacy in Berlin. Our delivery service is available Monday through Saturday, and curbside service is available anytime our doors are open. Masks and hand sanitizer are also currently available for purchase. Just give us a call at 893-0290, or you can refill a prescription online or through our app at premierpharmacy.net and arrange for pickup or delivery. Located on West Main Street in Berlin, Premier Pharmacy, your community pharmacy.
It's time to be thinking about those concrete projects. Call Holmes Ready Mix of Millersburg, offering ready-mix concrete, precast blocks, and a variety of mason and concrete products. Call today for prices and delivery options of ready-mix concrete at 674-0865 or sand and gravel at 674-8121. That's Holmes Ready Mix of Millersburg, a proud supporter of all Holmes County athletes.
At Village Motors in Millersburg, we're all about service, literally. This is Deke Miller, and our service department will help you take care of your investment in a new or pre-owned vehicle. Trained and professional, our service staff cares about your vehicle as much as you do, and their workmanship will keep it in tip-top shape or fully repaired if needed. Find out what full service really means when you trust us, the people who care about you, Village Motors in Millersburg.
Season with a 21-1 record. We're on the way to the state tournament before the COVID put a halt to everything. Gearway had a record of 18-4. Waynedale with a record of 17-5. West Holmes Lady Knights finished with a record of 17-5 last year, while Loudonville was 16-6. Danville at 15-7. Triway finished the year at 8-14, and Central Christian at 7-13. In the Ohio Cardinal Conference last year, it was Lexington winning the league with a record of 10 wins and 2 losses, while Worcester and West Holmes found themselves tied for second with the records of 9-3. Madison came in at the year third place at 8-4. Senior was 4-8. Ashland 1-11, and Mount Vernon was 1-11. Last year for Indian Creek, they finished the season with a stellar 22-2 record. They were 14-1 in their conference. They got out to a quick 16-1 start for the year, lost their first game of the year to Union Local by a score of 64-45, and then would go on another winning streak until they lost in the second round of the tournament to none other than Riverview by a score of 53-50. For the Lady Knights last year, they went 17-6 on the year, 7-3 in the conference, or 9-3 in the conference actually, and they got all the way into the second round of the tournament last year before they were defeated by Dover by a score of 48-35. So we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll take a look at this year and get ready for tip-off here from the dungeon with West Holmes taking on Indian Creek. You're listening to the West Holmes Lady Knights on Stream2FM.com.
Are you having ongoing issues with your flat or low slope roof? MEB Systems of Sugar Creek specializes in flat or low slope roofs and has been serving the community and beyond since 1977. Whether it's tracking down or resolving a persistent leak, you are in need of a complete roof replacement, or you have a new build, MEB Systems will strive to find the best solution for you. They believe if a job is worth doing, it's worth doing right. Call MEB Systems Incorporated today at 330-852-4333 and visit them online at mebsystems.com. MEB Systems wishes all Holmes County athletes a safe and healthy season.
At Mack Oilfield Service, they offer specialized trucking, water hauling, dirt work, and general oil field service in New York, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and Ohio. They have the equipment and manpower to tackle any task handed to them. The future lies in the hands of our youth, and Mack Oilfield Service is proud to support them. Call Mack Oilfield Service for all your oil field needs at 330-674-7371. That's 330-674-7371.
I'm Tiffany Stefano, and I am a Park National banker, and I am a community board member at Park National Bank. We believe we're more than just our job titles, and you are more than an account number. Now, bringing our family and community banks together under a single brand name means you get those core values you've always counted on from us. And more service, more access, more options. We are all together now at Park National Bank, where you mean more.
And we're back here once again from the dungeon at West Holmes High School as we are getting ready for the West Holmes Lady Knights taking on the Lady Redskins of Indian Creek. Troy Fritz here with you tonight. I'll be joined by Scott Miller, taking a look at both of these teams from this year. West Holmes coming out here tonight. They're averaging 55 points on the year while they're only giving up 32.7. West Holmes led on the year by Katie Sprang. She's averaging 13.7 points a game. Two other players averaging just over 6 points a game, and Clara Reynolds, Hannah Rohr, and Ella McMillan. And then rounded out Katrina Rollins averaging 4 points a game, as well as Melanie Fair with 3.1 points per game. Around the area this year, Loudonville coming in with a 16-0 record, Highland at 14-0, Waynedale 12-1, and West Holmes right here at 11-1. Danville with a 9-4 record, Triway is at 6-6, Central Christian 5-7, Garaway is at 4-5. And as we stated, West Holmes is currently in the lead in the OCC at a record of 6-0 on the year. The Redskins of Indian Creek coming in here with a 12-1 record. They play in the Buckeye 8 Conference here in Division II, come from Wintersville, Ohio. Not a name you see on the schedule here very often. Again, West Holmes coming into the record with 11, the end of the year with a record of 11-1, playing in the OCC. They are 6-0 in the conference. When we come back, you'll hear from Scott Miller. We'll get our starting lineups and get ready for the tip-off right here from the dungeon. And you can catch us tonight right here on Stream 2, as well as Facebook Live and YouTube Live. So we'll take a quick break, be right back after this, and get ready from tip-off from West Holmes High School.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Visit Hummel Group in Berlin, Mansfield, Orville, Wadsworth, and Worcester today at HummelGRP.com.
Since 1975, Kaufman Realty and Auctions has been an industry pioneer in real estate at auction. This is Anthony Kaufman. Some companies come and go, and some experience ownership changes, but Dave Kaufman has owned and overseen every aspect of his company. During that time, Kaufman Realty and Auctions has grown and expanded to meet increasing customer needs while always staying on the cutting edge of technology and giving back to the community. Rooted in tradition, growing through innovation, we are Kaufman Realty and Auctions in Millersburg, Sugar Creek, New Philadelphia, Cambridge, and at KaufmanRealty.com.
And we're back live here from West Holmes High School. Troy Fritz here with you tonight. I'll have the call for the game. Joined tonight by co-host Scott Miller. And Scott, we should have a good one here tonight as West Holmes coming in with a record of 11-1. Indian Creek with a record of 12-1 on the year. Two pretty evenly matched ball teams. We should have a great ball game here tonight.
Most definitely, Troy. Both teams have played excellent basketball throughout the season. Indian Creek comes in having scored in the 60-point range quite a few times. West Holmes has been in that 50-point range. They're averaging around 55 points a game on offense, holding teams to around 33 points a game on defense. The two schools have a common opponent. West Holmes beat Minerva early in the season. I think it was maybe their first contest of the season. They beat them 66-41. And Indian Creek defeated Minerva a little bit later in the season at 63-49.
Absolutely. So we're about set to get underway here. We're going to take a quick break while we take care of the national anthem and pregame activities. We come back, we'll have the action for you live right here on 95.3 WKLM on Stream 2.
This is Jim Smucker, president of Kime in downtown Charm, Ohio, where we have everything you need to build a house and make it a home. For example, did you know we have 45 feet of aisle space dedicated to light bulbs? That means after you pick out the perfect light fixture for your project, you can choose from a wide variety of long-lasting LED light bulbs that save energy and money. We even have smart bulbs. These items and more are available in-store or online for local delivery at Kime.express. Kime, built on trust since 1911.
With unpredictable power outages affecting homeowners more frequently than ever, Generac's best-selling home standby generators are designed to protect your home and family from extended power failures. This is Kerry Taylor inviting you to partner with Millersburg Electric and Generac for a free in-home assessment to identify the right generator for your backup power and financial needs. Power you control with peace of mind from Millersburg Electric, Ohio's premier Generac generator dealer. Call today or visit millersburgelectric.com.
With tightening budgets and resources, schools face a daunting task these days, providing young people with all they need to equip them for the years ahead. Denko Marketing in Millersburg urges you to support our students and youth in whatever way you can. Whether it's the giving of your time and experience or donating items for use by educators, groups, or clubs, everyone can make a difference. Denko Marketing of Millersburg hopes you're giving back to the young people of today. Denko Marketing of Millersburg, where the business at hand is the business of home.
And we are back here taking a quick look at other games going around on the area tonight. Of course, we got the Classic in the Country going on. We got Highland at Jackson, Tusky Valley play Toledo Christian, Hoban at Sheraton, and Reynoldsburg plays Las Vegas in the nightcap out there tonight. Indian Creek here at West Holmes, Edison's at Conotton Valley, Indian Valley at Philo, Buckeye Trail at TCC, and New Philadelphia is at Mansfield Senior. So a full slate of girls action going on around the area tonight. And we are ready for starting lineup. For your starting lineups tonight, here is Scott Mello.
For the visiting Indian Creek Lady Redskins, they are 12-1 on the season. Starting for the Redskins, a 5'8 senior and guard, number 3, Kylie Kiger, a 5'10 senior and center, number 10, Mackenzie Taylor, a senior, number 22, Abby Copeland, also a senior for the Redskins, number 24, Haley Clark, and a senior, number 30, that is Taylor Jones. They are coached by Steve Eft. For the host, West Holmes Lady Knights this evening, starting at guard, a 5'5 senior scoring 4.9 points approximately per game is Katrina Rollins. She's number 23. Number 5, a guard, 5'6 senior Hannah Rohr. Also at guard, playing number 0, a 5'7 senior Alicia Alexander. The leading scorer for the Lady Knights so far this season, number 33, a 5'9 senior Katie Sprang. And starting this evening, a junior, a 5'9 junior, number 21, Melanie Fair.
And those are your starting lineups. And be sure to stick around tonight following the game immediately to WKLM on 95.3. We'll be bringing you the high school scoreboard. We'll be reporting from all the scores around the area. That is brought to you by Village Motors in Millersburg. And Scott, both teams here coming in. West Holmes with 11-1 record, Indian Creek with 12-1 record. We look at the calendar and we're only about 2 weeks away from tournament draw time. So big game for both of these teams here as they want to keep that record going into the tournament draw intact.
Right, and if you look at any of the rankings throughout the state of Ohio, both teams Division II. West Holmes currently happens to be ranked number 24 by Max Preps, number 20 for Indian Creek. If West Holmes does what it normally does, everything tonight will start with defense. And if they can start to force some turnovers against Indian Creek, they'll be able to hopefully get that ball moved up and down the court. But again, typically for West Holmes, everything starts with defense and on the defensive end.
Absolutely. West Holmes on an upstick here as they've been scoring more here in the games as of late. Coach Snyder thinks they're starting to hit their stride, which is just what they want to do here at tournament time. So we're about ready for tip-off as both teams on the floor. It's going to be Katie Sprang jumping for West Holmes, and Taylor Jones will step in the circle for Indian Creek. West Holmes in their home white, red numerals, blue trim. Indian Creek in their red and gold traveling uniforms. We are underway. Ball tipped up and controlled by Indian Creek. That's going to be picked up by Kylie Kiger. She'll be with the ball up top, guarded by Hannah Rohr. She's going to throw right side over to Haley Clark. Clark back up top to Jones. Jones with the basketball, guarded by Sprang. Ball back up top now to Haley Clark. Passed over on the right side to Abby Copeland. Copeland over top to Geiger. Geiger guarded by Rohr up top. Now it's Clark with the basketball for Indian Creek. She'll go to Taylor Jones. She's trying to go baseline, guarded by Sprang. Ball on the floor, tied up. And that's going to go over to West Holmes on the jump ball. So right away, Indian Creek gets their first turnover of the night. So it'll be West Holmes basketball now with their first possession. And for the Lady Knights, this is going to be Kenzie Patterson bringing the ball up the floor. It gets knocked out of her hands, out of bounds, right into the coach from Indian Creek on the bench. So Lady Knights basketball, sideline out, right at the Indian Creek bench. Katie Sprang will inbound for the Lady Knights. She's going to get it quickly into Kenzie Patterson. She'll dribble left side, guarded by Clark for Indian Creek. Pass tried to go into Sprang in the paint. That's turned over as Jones stepped in front of that. So we'll give West Holmes a turnover their first, each team with one here. No score yet. We're just underway, barely a minute into the ball game. Tiger tried to get her pass over to the right side. That's taken away over there by Alicia Alexander. She'll throw down the right corner now to Hannah Rohr. Hannah Rohr will dribble back up top over to Ella McMillan. She'll go down to Sprang in the corner. Sprang going right hand into the paint, dribbles off the floor, up off the glass. No good. A rebound comes down to Clark for Indian Creek. So it's going to be Clark bringing the ball up the floor right now. She's guarded over there by Kenzie Patterson. Ball loose on the floor, picked up by Indian Creek. Now quickly up ahead to Copeland, cross court to Kiger. Kiger's going to go down the low post to Taylor Jones. She's going to back down Sprang, and right there comes Ella McMillan to help, and she gets the block, steal, and she's off the other direction with the right hand. She'll kick it back out top to Alexander. Alexander down in the paint now to Kenzie Patterson. Her shot up, no good. A rebound comes down to Taylor Jones for Indian Creek. And she'll give it back off to Kiger, and Kiger's going to take it up the floor now across the timeline, gives it off to Clark. Clark will dribble left hand back up top the key on the left side over to Kiger. Kiger will dribble down into the paint, hand it off to Jones. And we got a whistle and a foul, and guess what? There's Alicia Alexander stepping in front of it, picking up another charge. She's done it all year long. So it'll be West Holmes basketball out of bounds on their end of the floor. Alexander not afraid to step in there and take a charge. He did it again right there. So it's going to be Kenzie Patterson bringing the ball up. Indian Creek looking to trap across the timeline to no avail. McMillan now with the ball. She tried to throw it in. Turnover goes against West Holmes as Indian Creek comes the other way. It's Haley Clark going coast to coast. Her shot no good. Rebound pulled down by number 4 Patterson for the night. She'll go left side to Sprang. Sprang 12-footer on the way, no good. Rebound bounced around. We got a whistle, and we're going to get a foul called here on Hannah Rohr going over the back.
Foul's on number 5, Hannah Rohr.
So for Hannah Rohr, that's going to be her first personal foul, and team foul number 1 on the Knights. Indian Creek basketball now gives West Holmes a chance to set up in a little full court press. They're just going to pressure the basketball man to man. It's Patterson guarding the ball. And it's Clark bringing it up for Indian Creek. A minute and a half into the ball game here and no score yet. Both teams still trying to find their rhythm. Kiger got the ball for Indian Creek. She's going to be top of the key, guarded by Hannah Rohr. She'll dribble right side beyond the arc. Now she'll dump it inside to Mackenzie Taylor. Taylor up off the glass, no good. A rebound comes down to Sprang for the Knights. And Sprang will dribble out of a little bit of pressure there. She'll get across timeline. She'll switch over to the left hand, going left side. Pass over to Alicia Alexander. Now over on the right side to Hannah Rohr beyond the arc. She's going to step inside the paint from 18-footer, knocks it down. There's your first 2 points of the game. Hannah Rohr's got 2, and the Lights have got a 2-0 lead. And just like that, West Holmes pressuring the ball inbounds, just about got a turnover. Clark recovers for Indian Creek. Now she'll get it across the timeline, guarded by Patterson. She'll dribble right side, pass it over to Abby Copeland for Indian Creek. She's guarded by Alicia Alexander. And Alexander steals the ball as Copeland tried to go baseline. So Alexander now across timeline, up ahead to Katie Sprang, streaking to the left side off the glass. No good. A rebound comes down to Mackenzie Taylor for Indian Creek. Little cold shooting here might have something to do with the fact, Scott, it's cold in this gym tonight.
It is very cold in here this evening.
Indian Creek with the ball, and again, turnover there. This time it's Ella McMillan stealing it away. She's going to dribble left hand, and she tried to go to the right side to Sprang. Turnover West Holmes. It's taken away there by Jones. So now it'll be Indian Creek coming back the other direction. It's Haley Clark with the basketball. We've got a whistle here, timeout by Indian Creek. It'll be a full timeout, so we'll take a timeout here and come back right after this. You're listening to Lady Night Basketball on WKLM Stream 2.
If you're a business or do-it-yourself
Selfer looking for the best possible siding for your home or office? Then stop by MRV Siding Supply. They offer the #1 rated panel on the market, Cedar Max Super Polymer Insulated Siding by Provia. Cedar Max provides outstanding performance inside and out with impact resistance, impervious to moisture, flame retardant, and noise reduction, giving you peace of mind. For Cedar Max Super Polymer Insulated Siding by Provia, call MRV Siding Supply at 800-524-7436. Visit them on the web at mrvsiding.com.
Critchfield Law Firm has always been dedicated to providing the highest quality legal services to their clients throughout Holmes County and surrounding areas. Critchfield Law Firm also understands the dedication of our youth. From the classroom to the music room to athletics, Holmes County's best is represented in every academic area. Critchfield Law Firm in Millersburg, wishing all who participate the best in their endeavors.
And we are back live here. Be sure to stay tuned after the ball games. We will select our Subway player of the game. Subway in Millersburg will give a 3-foot-long value meal to our player of the game, and we'll announce that following the conclusion. And we're back underway here as Indian Creek gets the ball inbound. We got a quick whistle. And that foul is going to go on West Holmes. That's going to be on Alicia Alexander. That's going to be her first foul. Team foul number 2 for West Holmes. Indian Creek basketball now. It's going to be Jones getting the ball. Back on the right side over to Haley Clark. Her shot goes up, no good. A rebound pulled down by Claire Reynolds for West Holmes. Reynolds will go clear the other direction with it herself. She's going to bounce past the ball into, that was Katrina Rollins, and turnover there on the Knights as it went off a Rollins leg, picked up by Indian Creek.
Both teams trading turnovers at this stage.
So it's Indian Creek with the basketball now. It's Abby Copeland with the ball. She'll give it over to Mackenzie Taylor, now left side to Taylor Jones. Alicia Alexander gets her hands on it, knocks it out of bounds. The ball will stay with Indian Creek, out of bounds in front of the Lady Knights bench. Thompson Memorial is just a mile west of Millersburg on State Route 39 as a full-service monument company. Best wishes to all the area teams from Thompson Memorial. And there's another turnover by Indian Creek as they tried to get it down inside. That ball was taken away by Katrina Rollins. She gives up the spring on the right side. Three-pointer no good. Rebound comes down to Mackenzie Taylor for Indian Creek. She'll give it up to Kiger. Now Kiger across half court. She'll go top the key, guarded by Hannah Rohr. Now left side over to Jones. Now deep in the corner to Copeland. Copeland's going to get a bounce pass into the lane, and they're again taken away by Alexander. And we're going to have a whistle there after that. Looks like Indian Creek's going to get called for a foul. Trying to reach in and get that ball back from Alexander. So West Holmes with 4 turnovers. Indian Creek with 6 already here in the first quarter. And with that, that's going to get a line change in for West Holmes. They're going to bring in Melanie Fair, Ella McMillan, and Kinsey Patterson. And this will be Katrina Rollins bringing the ball up the floor for West Holmes. She's going to throw left side over to Fair now across the timeline. She's going to get it down into Claire Reynolds in the corner. Reynolds now dribbles back up top. Double team on the sideline. She'll throw across court, picked off by Taylor Jones. Jones quickly up the other direction to Haley Clark. Clark shot up, no good. A whistle and a foul coming here, and I think they're going to get Katrina Rollins on the reach. Indeed, it was Rollins.
23, Katrina Rollins. Her first.
That'll be Rollins' first foul, team foul number 3 on West Holmes, but that's going to send Haley Clark to the line for Indian Creek. Still looking for their first points. West Holmes with a 2-0 lead. Clark's first free throw on the way and good. So Indian Creek on the board now as we get a 2-1 score. 2:31 remaining here in the first quarter play from West Holmes High School. Second free throw attempt up on the way and good. She got them both. We're all tied at 2. Oh, now it's Rollins the other direction. She's going to give the ball up on the right side to Claire Reynolds. Reynolds back up top. They're going to throw the ball down the baseline to Fair. Fair going on the left side off the glass and in. Nice drive on the baseline by Fair. Give her first 2 points. West Holmes back out to a 4-2 lead. Indian Creek basketball now. It's going to be Taylor bringing it up against the pressure of Kinsey Patterson for West Holmes. So that's Kiger with the basketball. She'll go right side now to Haley Clark. Now to a cutting Taylor in the post. Shot was missed. We got a whistle coming and a foul. And they're going to get Melanie Fair for the foul. Her first foul. Team foul number 4 on West Holmes, and that's going to send Mackenzie Taylor to the free throw line, shooting 2 for Indian Creek. First one up, rattles around and out. 4-2 score here. Very low-scoring affair early on. Both teams playing good defense with a basket full of turnovers. Indian Creek's second free throw attempt, no good, and Reynolds is going to get the rebound for West Holmes. She'll quickly get it up ahead to Rollins. Rollins on the right side, guarded by Clark. She'll throw it back up top to Claire Reynolds. She chases it down by half court. She's double-team trapped there. She dribbles out of it. Lindsey Schneider called timeout just before she dribbled out of it. So be a timeout for West Holmes, and we'll take one here. We come back. We'll have the wrap up here the first quarter from West Holmes High School right here on Stream 2.
You can now shop True Value Hardware at Holmes Lumber in Millersburg. In fact, it's the only True Value store in Holmes County. They have added literally thousands of items to their inventory, including Easy Care paint, making it easy for you to find everything you need for your next project. Holmes Lumber is located on State Route 39 between Millersburg and Berlin. Behind every project is a True Value.
And back here from the dungeon at West Holmes High School, we've got 1:48 remaining here, first period of play. West Holmes with a 4-2 lead. Don't forget, you can check us out on Facebook Live and YouTube Live here tonight, as well as on Stream 2. Catch all the action right here on WKLM. West Holmes basketball now. It's Katrina Rollins with it. She'll get it across the timeline, go left side, picked up over there by Abby Starkey. Now she'll give it back up top to Kenzie Patterson. Ball loose on the floor. We got a whistle. And the foul's going to be called on West Holmes. Still looking. And they got Kenzie Patterson for that foul. So team foul number 5 on the Knights. That's Patterson's first foul.
Yeah, she kind of lost control of that ball, and then when she went to grab it, she bumped into the Indian Creek player.
Absolutely. Taylor Jones now with the ball for Indian Creek, driving to the basket. Her shot's no good. A rebound comes down to Ella McMillan. She'll go left side over to Melanie Fair. Fair driving left side to the bucket. Her shot no good. Rebound comes down to Taylor Jones for the Redskins. Now this is going to be Haley Clark with the ball. She's picked up by Kenzie Patterson, now across timeline, dribbling her right hand to the right side. Now she'll throw it back on the left to Abby Copeland. Copeland back up top to Starkey. Starkey left side back over to Copeland. Copeland down the corner, throw it into Jones in the paint. Her shot up, no good. Another whistle coming, and they're going to get West Holmes on another foul. And so this is going to send Jones to the free throw line. That's going to be Ella McMillan getting the foul called there for the Knights. That's going to be her second. West Holmes with 16 fouls here already in the first quarter of play. Just under a minute to go. Jones' first free throw attempt up on the way and good. That'll get Jones in the book, and we've got a 4-3 ball game. Jones will have one more free throw coming. Second one up on the way, and it is good.
Yeah, I think Coach Lindsey Snyder will be a little concerned. They already have 6 team fouls here with just under a minute left in this first quarter.
So it's Ella McMillan now with the basketball the other direction. She'll throw down the corner to Reynolds, and Reynolds turns it over on the double dribble. West Holmes having a little trouble. That's her 7th turnover tonight as well. Indian Creek has 7 turnovers. And yes, Scott, to your point, I don't think Coach Snyder's going to be real happy about the start of this game for West Holmes. And with that, she's going to get 4 new players up off the bench into the ball game. So now it's Indian Creek with the basketball. Jones with it. She'll go right side over to Starkey. Starkey's going to bounce pass in the paint to Copeland. Loose on the floor. Ball fought for, picked up by Indian Creek. This is going to be Kiger up top with it. She hits the 15-footer, knocks it down. So Kiger now gets 2 points, and now Indian Creek has a 6-4 lead. But with the basketball now is Claire Reynolds. She's going to find Fair down in the left corner, back up top to Reynolds. That goes through her hands across the timeline, picked up by Kiger the other direction, all the way to the bucket, and there's another foul called on West Holmes. And that's going to be Kenzie Patterson picking up that foul. And that is her second team foul, and number 7 on West Holmes. So Indian Creek will be in the shooting situation the rest of the half, and we're not out of the first quarter. We got 2.9 seconds remaining. Kiger's first free throw attempt up on the way and good. In now for West Holmes, it's going to be Sprang, Rohr, Halverson, and Alicia Alexander into the ball game for West Holmes. Tiger's second free throw attempt up on the way, and that is good. She's got 4, and Indian Creek with an 8-4 lead. West Holmes gets the ball inbounds. They will not get a shot off before the buzzers. The buzzer's not working here tonight, so they've got to watch the officials' hands. So with that, that's going to be the end of the first quarter as Indian Creek holds an 8-4 lead over West Holmes. You're listening to Girls High School Basketball right here on Stream 2.
You've heard interest rates are low, but what does that mean? This is Jeanette Troyer with CSB, and this means it's a great time to buy or build a home, make home improvements, or refinance your mortgage. Refinancing with a lower interest rate could shave years off your loan or even lower your monthly mortgage payment. You can also use this opportunity to complete the home improvement projects you have been dreaming about. Call or text your local expert at 800-654-9015 to learn how you could take advantage of low interest rates. The Commercial and Savings Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Broman & Byler in Millersburg is a local full-service accounting firm. Hello, this is John Byler. We offer a complete range of services from tax, business, and estate planning to bookkeeping and payroll services. When choosing a financial advisor at tax time, choose Broman & Byler at 161 North Washington Street in Millersburg. You can reach us at 330-674-8222.
And we are back live here at West Holmes High School in the Dungeon as we've got West Holmes Lady Knights taking on the Redskins from Indian Creek. Don't let your home be without power. Call Holmesville Electric, your local Generac automatic standby generator dealer. Holmesville Electric has factory service technicians that carries a full line of parts and service for all your Generac needs. Call 330-279-4522. So Indian Creek's basketball here to start the second half, and it's going to be Mackenzie Taylor with the ball. She'll get it over to Starkey. Starkey going left side up to Haley Clark up top beyond the arc, guarded out there by Katrina Rollins. Pass over to Taylor now down in the right corner, and that'll go down to Starkey back up top to Haley Clark. Haley Clark left side to Taylor, down the left corner to Abby Starkey. Starkey loses it loose on the floor. Hannah Rohr dives for it. Starkey recovers it. Now off to Jones left side. She's going to go into the paint. Stripped there by Sprang. Good defense. Picked up on the floor by Hannah Rohr. Now quickly the other direction. It's Kiger knocking the ball loose and on the steal. Turnover number 9 on West Holmes. Kiger will pull up from three-point land and miss that, and that's Hannah Rohr coming down with the rebound. She's going to push it up ahead to Katie Sprang. West Holmes on a run out. Sprang left side. She's going to go to the bucket. Rims in and out. Fought for, loose on the floor. It's going to be tied up there by Sprang and Kiger. Ball will stay with West Holmes. Give them the team rebound. The West Holmes basketball now on the baseline out of bounds. It's going to be Rollins throwing it in for the Lady Knights. She'll go corner down to Sprang, back to Rollins. Rollins throws a three-pointer up on the way, off the rim, no good. A rebound comes down to Kiger. She quickly gets it up ahead to a running Haley Clark, and Clark's going to lose it out of bounds off of her leg, so turnover on Indian Creek. That'll be number 9 on them. Each team with 9 turnovers. And Indian Creek's going to get Abby Copeland back up into the ball game, and out will go Abby Starkey.
And both teams not too hot from the field. Indian Creek, of course, they are 6 of 8 from the free throw line. And that should be a concern for West Holmes because they will be shooting free throws on every foul.
And there's Katie Sprang getting the ball back in for West Holmes. She gets up the left hand off the glass and in. So Sprang will get her first bucket of the ball game. And now we've got an 8-6 lead for Indian Creek. They've got the ball quickly the other direction is Copeland with the basketball. She'll get it down in the paint. Actually, was Copeland taking the shot. She missed the two-pointer. It's going to come down to Sprang. Sprang with the rebound. She crosses timeline now. Dribbles left hand across the foul line. Kicks it back over in the corner to Alexander. She throws a 3-ball on the way. No good. Rebound fought for out of bounds. And that'll stay with West Holmes as both players fought for it. So West Holmes will keep it. Team rebound goes to the Lady Knights, and it's going to be their basketball. Katrina Rollins with the ball on the baseline underneath the bucket, ready to throw it in. She'll get it up top to Sprang. Sprang's going to dribble left side into the paint. And we're going to get a foul call here on Indian Creek as they stepped into the lane. And we've got an irate fan down here so early in the game. It's hard to get this mad when it's cold in the gym, but he is.
He's just trying to warm himself up.
And it might work. He might find his way out of here pretty quick, too. Though West Holmes now has 17 fouls, Indian Creek with 3. That foul was called on Jones. That's her second. Ball inbounded now to Sprang. She throws up a 3 from the right side. Nothing but net there, giving Sprang the 3. And West Holmes jumps back out to a 9-8 lead. Good shot there by Katie Sprang as she got a nice open look, and that's what the Knights needed. And now they're going to whistle Sprang on a block coming down the other direction. Scott, you mentioned we saw these officials here at the Classic in the Country here the last couple days, and maybe they're a little tired down there too. So, well, we got a 9-8 score. 5:49 remaining here in second quarter of play. It's going to be Indian Creek basketball opposite of the West Holmes bench. Actually, they're going to. That foul does put Indian Creek into the 1-1, so they'll be at the line shooting. They get everybody lined up there now. One official on the sideline waiting for somebody to take it out, and everybody else went to the free throw line. That first free throw attempt up on the way and is good.
She hits that first and earns that second.
Absolutely. Her second free throw attempt up on the way rattles in and goes down. So West Holmes now with the basketball, and there's a steal by Kiger going the other direction, so turnover number 10 on West Holmes. Kiger now will get it over to Haley Clark. Clark with the basketball. She'll get it back up top to Copeland. Both left side over to Abby Starkey, and Starkey went on her move and traveled. From fashion rings, color gems, or birthstones, diamond pendants, diamond rings, engagement rings, and Dreamkeeper jewelry, stop into the jewelry store at 97 West Jackson Street in historic downtown Millersburg. West Holmes basketball, Kinsey Patterson with it now. She'll give it up to Alicia Alexander left side. She'll throw it down to Halverson in the corner, back up to Alexander. Now to Sprang at the foul line, out to Hannah Rohr on the right side beyond the arc. She'll get it back up top to Patterson, now to Halverson, back to Alexander. She'll dribble into the paint, right-hand layup up off the glass, no good. A rebound comes down to Jones for the Redskins. She's going to give it up to Copeland now, and Copeland will throw it over to Starkey. Starkey's going to dribble across the timeline. Here comes a streaking Kinsey Patterson, steals it from behind, so Patterson's got the ball now. She'll find Emily Sprang. Katie Sprang on the left side. Sprang's layup was good, and they're going to get her for a walk before the bucket, so turnover number 11 on the Lady Knights. Sprang had a run out there, but the defender got her hand in there just enough to tie her up, caused her to travel. The West Holmes now sets up in their press. Indian Creek's going to get the ball into Jones. Now back to Kiger, and West Holmes is going to back out of it. Ball up ahead now to Clark. She's going to find Jones down in the paint. Jones is going to go up for the shot up off the glass. No good. And it goes out of bounds off of West Holmes, so we'll give Indian Creek the team rebound, and the ball will stay right here. It'll be Clark inbounding the ball, and she's going to throw it up top to Mackenzie Taylor. Now over to Taylor Jones on the right side. Bounce pass into the paint to Copeland. Her shot no good. A rebound pulled down by Alexander for the Lady Knights. Alexander will bring it clear back the other direction. She's going to dribble into the paint. And another whistle and a foul coming here, as they're going to get the Lady Redskins for their fourth team foul. And that'll be Haley Clark's first team foul.
Yeah, I think both teams really struggling to get into some rhythm today. I don't know if it was because they're not in school today, what the situation is, but, a lot of turnovers.
Absolutely. Patterson now gets the ball to Hannah Rohr on the left side, right side. She'll dribble back up top, and she'll hand off to Patterson. Patterson's going to go left side over to Alicia Alexander. Now down the corner to Rohr. Rohr thought about it. She's going to pull it back. And we've got a turnover now there on Hannah Rohr. Turnover number 12 on the Lady Knights. 10-9 to score here as Indian Creek has a 1-point lead. 4:18 remaining to go in the first half of basketball from the dungeon. So it's Kiger now with the ball. She's going to throw it up ahead to Clark for Indian Creek, guarded up top by Katie Sprang. Kiger now the long three from the left side, no good, but rebound comes down to Mackenzie Taylor, back over to Haley Clark, and there's a second chance three for Clark, and that's going to give Indian Creek a 13-9 lead. And now it's going to be West Holmes with the basketball. It's going to be Alicia Alexander with it over the timeline. She throws it over to Kinsey Patterson right through her legs, out of bounds, turnover on the Lady Knights. And just like that, Coach Schneider is going to take a timeout and talk about this. 3:46 remaining here to go in the first half. Indian Creek 13, Lady Knights 9. You're listening to high school basketball right here on Stream 2.
If you're thinking about retiring, you probably have a lot of questions. How do you make your savings last? How much should you take out and when? You are ready for retirement, but are your finances? I'm Rob Huvis with Edward Jones Investments in Millersburg. Let's work together to help ensure that your finances can keep up with your own needs over the long haul. You've done what it takes to get there. Now it's time to make the most of retirement. Stop by my office at 212 North Washington Street. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, member SIPC.
And we're back live here from the dungeon at West Holmes High School as West Holmes Lady Knights and the Indian Creek Redskins are in a, what do we call this, Scott? Maybe a turnover-infested battle here tonight. Both teams struggling to find their way early in the first quarter of play. Stop in and see TMK Farm Service for all your animal and pet needs with locations in Berlin, Sugar Creek, Holmesville, and New Bedford. So we thought we would have a pretty tight matchup here, and we are seeing a defensive struggle here tonight, but both teams struggling to take care of the basketball.
Yeah, and I think both teams' shooting is cold other than, again, Indian Creek on the free throw line.
Absolutely. So Indian Creek with the basketball now. It's going to be Kiger with the basketball for the Lady Redskins. She'll throw it up to Taylor Jones, top of the key. Jones now throws out right side beyond the arc to Kiger. Kiger's going to dribble back up top, guarded by Hannah Rohr for the Lady Knights. And right there was a ball knocked away by Alexander, but recovered by Indian Creek. Now they're going to get a low post, and Mackenzie Taylor, she'll throw it off the glass and in. Now it's Patterson quickly the other way. She'll get it up ahead to Rohr, already on the West Holmes side of the court. And now she'll get the ball handed off to Patterson. She's going to find Sprang down the left corner, back up top to Ella McMillan. She's going to dribble towards the basket. Right-hander up, bounces off the rim, and goes in. McMillan getting on the scoreboard here for the Lady Knights with her first points of the ball game, and we've got a 15-11 contest. So Indian Creek basketball now. They're going to get across the timeline and give it up to Abby Copeland down the corner. She's double-teamed, gets it out of there, up top to Jones. Ball tried to go across court, turnover on Indian Creek, taken away by Patterson for the Knights. Up ahead to Alexander. She chases it down the corner, hands it off to Rohr. Ball loose on the floor, picked up by Kinsey Patterson. Now over to Sprang, down the corner to Alexander. Three ball on the way. Short, no good. A rebound comes down to Kiger for Indian Creek. Back up ahead now quickly to Clark. Across the timeline, down left side now to Copeland. Copeland puts an 18-footer up, no good. A rebound comes down to Taylor. Her shot no good. A rebound to Jones. Her shot no good, and we got a whistle and a foul. Indian Creek getting a lot of second chance opportunities right here, and they're going to go back to the free throw line. And that's going to put Jones at the free throw line. Foul called on Katie Sprang. That's going to be her second. Team foul number 9 on the Lady Knights. 2:20 remaining here in the first half of play. Jones free throw attempt up on the way and good. Jones has 3 points in the ball game now for the Lady Redskins. And getting back into the ball game now for the Lady Knights is going to be Katrina Rollins and Melanie Fair. Jones' second free throw attempt up on the way and got that one as well.
She's now 4 of 4 from the free throw line.
Absolutely, and give her 4 points. And now it's Lady Knight basketball. It's going to be Ella McMillan with the ball now. She'll get it in the Fair at the free throw line and turned over again by the Lady Knights. And West Holmes tied that back up on when the ball's on the floor. Jump ball will give the ball right here to Indian Creek. West Holmes now with 14 turnovers in the first half of play. With the ball now for Indian Creek is Haley Clark. She'll dribble on the right side, picked up there by Melanie Fair. Now the top of the circle to Taylor. Taylor got the pass down into Kiger in the paint. Her shot went up, no good, but foul coming.
Foul's on number 14, Ella McMillan.
And they're going to get Ella McMillan with that foul. That's going to be her second team foul. Team foul number 10 on the Lady Knights. And Kiger, with her free throw attempt, is short off the rim, no good. She'll have one more coming. Lady Redskins with a 17-11 lead, 1:56 remaining. Kiger hits that free throw attempt. She's now got 5 and a 7-point lead for the Redskins. Patterson with the ball for the Lady Knights, quickly up ahead to Claire Reynolds on the left side. Reynolds back over to Kenzie Patterson. Now try to get it down the paint to McMillan. Knocked out of bounds by Indian Creek. It'll stay right here with West Holmes. They'll have the ball out of bounds underneath their bucket. Going to be Patterson with the basketball now, set to inbound. She's going to throw it left side over to McMillan. Now back up top to Claire Reynolds. Reynolds back, McMillan left side. And McMillan walked with the basketball. Turnover number 15 on the Lady Knights. Stop by Buckeye Farm and Garden for your farming and construction needs across from Holmes Lumber off State Route 39 and at BuckeyeFarmandGarden.com. And this is going to be Haley Clark now bringing the ball up the floor. She's picked up by Katrina Rollins. Now down in the corner, the ball goes to Taylor, back up top to Clark for the Redskins. Now left side over to Jones. Jones going to dribble right side into the paint. Her shot up off in the air, good. Nice little running one-hander, floated in. And with that, Jones is going to get 6 points on the night. Now West Holmes basketball, they're going to give it up to McMillan. Now down the corner to Fair. Fair throws up a three-pointer, short off the rim, no good. A rebound comes down to Copeland for Indian Creek. Now it's Kiger the other direction, up ahead to Clark. Now left side over to Copeland. Copeland finds a cutting Jones down in the paint. She goes up off the glass, scores, and she's fouled. So Jones is going to go to the free throw line with the attempt at the old-fashioned three. Foul called there on Melanie Fair. She's got 2 team fouls, and West Holmes is going to get into the second half with some potential foul trouble, Scott. Jones free throw attempt up on the way and good. She has 8. And it'll be West Holmes basketball now trailing 23-11, just under 1 minute to play with 57 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, if there's any silver lining at all, Coach Lindsay Patterson, she has maybe a little bit deeper bench, so she's able to rotate some players in. But, man, I'll tell you what, several players with 2 fouls, it could pose a problem as we move into the second half.
Well, Alexander driving hard to the basket for West Holmes. She's going to hit the floor hard as she was fouled. So Alexander will earn a trip to the free throw line. And she'll have 2 free throws coming. That foul called on number 12, Abby Starkey. Alexander's first free throw attempt on the way, no good. And she'll have 1 more coming here. Troy Miller Agency in Shreve and Berlin, your local independent agent. They are a working team for all your insurance need. Call the Shreve office at 567-2626 or the Berlin office at 893-2446. Alexander hit her second free throw attempt, getting her first points of the ball game. Now West Holmes with the turnover. They're going to get it over on the right side to Hannah Rohrer. 30 seconds remaining here, first half of play. Rohrer back up top to Reynolds. She'll go the foul line into the paint, up off the glass. Right-hander, no good. A rebound comes down to Taylor Jones for the Redskins. She'll give it up now to Kiger. Kiger's going to be picked up by Rohrer just ahead of the timeline. Now Kiger across the timeline, still guarded by Rohrer. She's going to go left side, reverse her dribble, going back to the right. Runs off a screen there by Taylor. And Taylor run over somebody going into the paint, no call. We're going to kick it back up top to Clark. Her three-pointer no good, and we get another whistle here. We got an over-the-back foul coming on Copeland for Indian Creek. 2.9 seconds remaining. And West Holmes will have it down at the opposite end of the floor, so they got to go 94 feet here in about 3 seconds. And it'll be Alexander inbounding the ball for the Lady Knights. Lady Knights trailing 23-12. She's just going to hand the ball off into Katrina Rollins. Rollins is going to streak towards half court, try to get the shot off, and she will do so. Shot would not have counted as it was not before the buzzer sounded. So with that, that's going to be the end of the first half of play right here from the Dungeon, as it's Indian Creek leading the Lady Knights 23-12. You're watching girls high school basketball right here on Stream 2, Facebook Live, and YouTube Live.
Live the life you want at Danbury Senior Living. Danbury is delighted to introduce you and your family to some of the finest senior living. We offer amenities that today's seniors expect for comfort, support, and security. Let us be your home for the next chapter in your life or your loved ones in our spacious 1- and 2-bedroom apartments. Located on Portage Road in Worcester, stop in for a tour today. Meet our staff and residents and find out why they love calling Danbury of Worcester home.
Even though COVID-19 is still a threat, your cooperative is as committed as ever to keeping the power on, so you can do your job by staying home and staying safe. Disinfect high-touch surfaces frequently and check in on your neighbors and loved ones often. You've got the power to make a difference, and you can count on us to be here for you every day.
Holmes Wayne Electric Cooperative, celebrating 85 years of service to this great community.
At Village Motors in Millersburg, we're all about service, literally. This is Deke Miller, and our service department will help you take care of your investment in a new or pre-owned vehicle. Trained and professional, our service staff cares about your vehicle as much as you do, and their workmanship will keep it in tip-top shape or fully repaired if needed. Find out what full service really means when you trust us, the people who care about you, Village Motors in Millersburg.
Melway Paving Company is a well-known asphalt paving contractor for homes in surrounding counties since 1964, specializing in asphalt paving, chip and seal coating. For your next paving project, call Melway Paving at 330-279-9000. Melway Paving is a proud supporter of all Holmes County athletes.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Visit Hummel Group in Berlin, Mansfield, Orville, Wadsworth, and Worcester today at HummelGRP.com.
The Pizza Parlor 2 in Kilbuck is a proud supporter of all Holmes County athletes. If you don't want to cook on game day, give them a call at 330-276-5661. They prepare their own homemade crust topped with their own special pizza sauce and your own choice of toppings. You can also order appetizers, sandwiches, their famous original subs, basket combos, and garden fresh salads. You don't have to get out of your car because they have a convenient drive-through to pick up your order. Call today, 330-276-5661.
I'm Jeff Kinney, and I'm a Park National banker, a husband, and a volunteer. At Park National Bank, we believe we're more than just our job titles, and you're more than an account number. Now bringing our family of community banks together under a single brand name means you get those core values you've always counted on from us, and more service, more access, and more options. We're all together now at Park National Bank, where you mean more.
And we're back live here at halftime from the dungeon at West Holmes High School as Indian Creek holds a 23-12 lead over West Holmes in the first half here. First half filled with a lot of turnovers by both teams as West Holmes had 15, Indian Creek had 13. West Holmes led in the first half by Katie Sprang with her 5 points. McMillan contributed 2, Fair with 2, Alexander with 1, and Rohr with 2 points for West Holmes. There's not much scoring going on there. Indian Creek led the night by 2 players with Jones. She's got 6. Clarks has 6. Kiger has 5 points for Indian Creek. Taylor with 1 as well to round out scoring for Indian Creek. Again, score 23-12 here at halftime as West Holmes not been able to get much going. Now here with your first half stats is Scott Miller.
Yeah, for West Holmes trailing 12-23. They have hit only 1 of 7 from out behind the arc for 14%. Indian Creek not much better. They've hit 1 of 4 for 25%. West Holmes is 4 of 12 from 2-point range for 33%, while Indian Creek 4 of 21 for 19%. Probably the biggest difference in the game so far has been that Indian Creek has gone to the free throw line 15 times. They've hit 12 of those for 80%. West Holmes has only been to the free throw line twice and hit 1 of those for 50%. West Holmes being out rebounded by Indian Creek. It's 13 for West Holmes, 16 for Indian Creek. And then in turnovers, they're almost even with West Holmes, 15 turnovers in the first half. Indian Creek, the Redskins, with 13.
Yeah, and Scott, with that, Indian Creek making many trips to the free throw line tonight early on. West Holmes is going to find themselves in some foul troubles. They come out in the second half, so they cannot afford a second half like they had the first half.
Yes, and I think Coach Snyder, she does like to rotate her players a lot in a regular game situation. I think she's just going to have to continue to do that tonight. It seemed like Indian Creek was able to extend their defense down early in that second quarter and pretty much through the end of the third quarter, and they did cause a number of those West Holmes turnovers when West Holmes was trying to encroach on the basket, and I think there were a few unforced turnovers as well for both teams, but both teams are playing pretty decent defense at this stage.
Absolutely. And we mentioned earlier off there, these teams, it's been a weird year with the flow of the basketball. Games are scheduled, then they get canceled. This was kind of a last-minute makeup game here to get this one back on track. So, the teams are having a hard time finding their rhythm here, not only in this ball game, but the 21 season in general.
Most definitely.
And with that, again, we've got a 23-12 score here at halftime. Indian Creek holding the lead over the West Holmes Lady Knights. Don't forget, you can catch us here on stream too, but also you can watch us on Facebook Live and on YouTube Live as well tonight, as we've got our good friends from Claxon Communication doing the producing here tonight, bringing you the audio and video sound right here from the dungeon. So we're going to take a break, and we come back, we'll get ready for tip-off of the second half right here from West Holmes High School. You're listening to Girls High School Basketball on Stream 2.
Since 1975, Kaufman Realty and Auctions has been an industry pioneer in real estate at auction. This is Anthony Kaufman. Some companies come and go, and some experience ownership changes, but Dave Kaufman has owned and overseen every aspect of his company. During that time, Kaufman Realty and Auctions has grown and expanded to meet increasing customer needs while always staying on the cutting edge of technology and giving back to the community. Rooted in tradition, growing through innovation, we are Kaufman Realty and Auctions in Millersburg, Sugar Creek, New Philadelphia, Cambridge, and at kaufmanrealty.com.
When choosing a new door to replacing your windows or siding, there are many types of materials to choose from. Hi, my name is Nevin Mast. Here at Home Siding in Millersburg, we will help you make the right choice for your home and style. Want an energy-efficient replacement window? Try the Viwinco line of vinyl windows. With energy-efficient technology, Viwinco vinyl windows will save you money on energy costs and over time will pay for themselves. Call Home Siding Contractors today to set up a free in-home consultation at 888-725-6619. That's 888-725-6619.
For all your heating needs this winter, call Berlin Heating and Cooling, your Rheem Pro partner. With combined knowledge of over 65 years, you know that you're calling the very best. Berlin Heating and Cooling services and installs Rheem and all types of other furnaces and equipment. Berlin Heating and Cooling, they're your local team you can trust. Call today, 330-893-3057. That's 330-893-3057.
This is Jim Smucker, president of Kime in downtown Charm, Ohio, where we have everything you need to build a house and make it a home. For example, did you know we have 45 feet of aisle space dedicated to light bulbs? That means after you pick out the perfect light fixture for your project, you can choose from a wide variety of long-lasting LED light bulbs that save energy and money. We even have smart bulbs. These items and more are available in-store or online for local delivery at Kime.express. Kime, built on trust since 1911.
And we're back here from the dungeon, just about ready to get underway with second half action of basketball. So stay tuned immediately following the game tonight for High School Scoreboard on WKLM, brought to you tonight by Village Motors in Millersburg. We will be reporting for all the scores from around the area all the way up until midnight. And as well, don't forget to stick around following the ball game. We'll be announcing our Subway player of the game. Tonight's winner will receive a free foot-long value fresh meal from Subway at 995 South Washington Street in Millersburg. The West Holmes Lady Knights have got their work cut out for them here as they trail by 11 points, 23-12. And I would say that the second half couldn't be much worse for the Lady Knights, as they just didn't do very much right there at all in that first half of play. So I'm sure they've made some adjustments here at halftime, Scott, and they're about ready to get underway here.
Yeah, I think Coach Lindsey Snyder probably talked to them about kind of getting back to some of their basics, not rush so much when they're on the offensive end, and get back to what they do best, which is they start a lot of their offense from good defense.
Absolutely. Well, they're getting the scoreboard warmed back up. Here I said things were cold here in the gym. The scoreboard was even malfunctioning a little bit. So West Holmes will have the basketball here to start the second half. It's going to be Alexander with the ball. But right away she turns it over as Kiger steals it for Indian Creek. Quickly up ahead to Clark. Clark's right-hand layup, no good. A rebound comes down to Katie Sprang for the Lady Knights. Now up ahead to Hannah Rohr the other direction quickly. Hannah Rohr to the left side, hands it off to Alexander. She'll give it off to Sprang left side, down in the corner to Rohr. And Aurora's going to dribble back up top and reset the offense. Now she'll give it to Patterson, now at the foul line, kicks it back out to Ella McMillan, right side, baseline pass across towards Sprang, knocked out of bounds by Indian Creek. It'll stay with West Holmes, and they'll have it down in the corner on the baseline.
Indian Creek's been doing a good job of getting in the passing lanes of West Holmes throughout the game.
They have indeed, Scott. And right there's a pass inbounds to Sprang from Patterson on the inbound. So Sprang with the ball now beyond the arc, gives it up to Hannah Rohr. Indian Creek extending their defense out, making West Holmes play a long way from the bucket. And there's another turnover by Patterson, but she turned around and steals it right back, and quickly the other way comes the Lady Knights. It's Rohr with the ball. She tries to getting into a streaky McMillan. That's turned over, taken away by Kiger. Turnover number 18 on West Holmes, 3 already in the third quarter. Kiger now bounced past to Taylor Jones, right side, guarded by Sprang. She'll get back up top to Copeland. Copeland's going to dribble right side off the Jones screen. And we got a quick whistle there and a foul coming on, but they're going to get Katie Sprang. Indeed they are. Oh, blocking foul called there on Sprang. It's going to give the ball to Indian Creek out of bounds. It's going to be inbounds to Taylor. She got the free throw line, going to hand off to Jones. Jones now at the free throw line, guarded by Sprang. She's going to back her down, shot up off the glass, rattles in and out, no good. A rebound comes down to Alexander for the Lady Knights. Alexander with the ball now. She'll dribble right side, run off the screen by Patterson. Now to Sprang in the corner. She'll dribble, drive into the paint, kicks it over to Alexander. Now in the corner to Rohr. Rohr's three-pointer on the way. Off the iron, no good. A rebound comes down to Indian Creek. That's Mackenzie Taylor with the basketball. And she'll give it up to Kiger. Kiger's going to get it across half court now on left side to Jones. Jones going to fly up a three from well beyond the arc. No good. She gets her own rebound, follows it up, shot, no good. Gets her own rebound again, puts it back, no good. Gets her own rebound again, back up, no good. Rebound comes down to Clark. Her shot, no good. She gets her own rebound. Clark with the rebound. That's 5 chances for Indian Creek. Clark drives to the basket, no good. And that rebound comes down to Kenzie Patterson. Quickly up ahead to McMillan. She's going to go right side all the way to the basket. Right-hand layup up and in by McMillan.
McMillan for 2.
Quite a flurry of exchange there by Indian Creek as they got 5 chances at the bucket, didn't make it. McMillan with the basket's going to give her 4 points. 23-14 lead by Indian Creek. They quickly go the other direction. Mackenzie Taylor with the answer as she puts it up in off the basket and good. That gives her 3 on the game. Now Sprang the other direction quickly for West Holmes. She's going to go to the right side layup, and she's going to be fouled there by Taylor for Indian Creek. So Sprang's going to go to the free throw line.
10, Mackenzie Taylor, her first.
And hopefully you were all able to keep up with that action. So Sprang will go to the line for West Holmes with 2 free throw attempts coming. Her first one up on the way, got it. Sprang now with 6 points as 5 of those came for her in the second quarter alone. 25-15 score here, 5:32 remaining third quarter play. Sprang's second free throw attempt up on the way and good. Give her 7. The Lady Knights trail by 9, 25-16. Kiger with the basketball, guarded by Hannah Rohr in the backcourt. Kiger trying to get across the timeline. She'll bounce pass it up ahead to Starkey. Starkey now off to Jones. Jones guarded by McMillan top the key. She'll dribble left side, foul line extended. Kick it back out to Copeland. Copeland now over to Taylor, guarded by Sprang up top. Going right side, foul line extended right. Pass over the left side to Copeland, now in the corner to Jones. Jones guarded by McMillan. She'll go baseline. Shot up, no good. A rebound comes down to Alicia Alexander for the Lady Knights. She'll get it up ahead over the timeline. Tried to get it up ahead to Sprang, and turnover on West Holmes. Going to be turnover number 19. Scott, as you said, Indian Creek doing a good job of filling up the passing lanes. West Holmes not able to get much going. And just like that, this is going to be Patterson on the steal. Turnover goes to Indian Creek. They're 15th. And Patterson on the way to the bucket fouled as she went up for the left-hand layup. So she's going to get to go to the free throw line, which West Holmes desperately needs to do now.
Maybe the trend is reversing. You know, if West Holmes can keep the clock stopped and score some buckets,
absolutely,
like Indian Creek did in the first half, I think it will be a chance for them to kind of cut into this lead.
Patterson missed her first free throw attempt. She'll have a second one coming. Into the ball game now is Haley Clark for Indian Creek. Checking out, it's going to be Mackenzie Taylor. Second free throw attempt by Kenzie Patterson. That one rolls around and drops in. Patterson's going to get her first points of the ball game. West Holmes now trails by 8. West Holmes sets up in their full court press, trying to force something here, but Indian Creek quickly breaks that. Quickly up ahead to Starkey. She's going to give it back up to Kiger, top of the key, beyond the arc. Guarded up top by Kinsey Patterson. Now right side over to Clark. Clark with the basketball. She'll dribble left side off a Jones screen. Pass it back to the right side to Starkey. Starkey back up top to Clark. Clark goes to the foul line, backs it back out, gives it to Jones. Now pass to Starkey. She'll go baseline, cut off by Sprang. Ball loose on the floor, fought for. Going to be tied up there. Jump ball called, and that's going to go to West Holmes, so that'll be a turnover on Indian Creek. And West Holmes going to get 3 fresh legs into the game, as it's going to be Katrina Rollins checking back in for the Knights. They're going to get Mia Halverson into the ball game, as well as Claire Reynolds. And Rollins with the ball for West Holmes, also joined on the floor by Katie Sprang. There's your 5 Knights. Sprang with the basketball. She's going to dribble all the way in, kick it left corner to Halverson. Halverson now tried bounce pass into the paint. It was knocked away loose on the floor. Luckily, a kick was called, so the ball will stay with West Holmes. They'll have it under their basket. Under 4 remaining, 25-17 lead for Indian Creek here in the third quarter. Rollins set to inbound the ball for West Holmes, looking to get it in. Still nowhere to go. She'll get it into Hannah Rohr just in time. Now right side over to Reynolds beyond the arc. Back up top to Rohr. Rohr's going to dribble left side, hand it off to Katrina Rollins. Back up top now on right side over to Clara Reynolds. Reynolds with the dribble. Nowhere to go. Now Rohr off to the left side. She's going to look at it from three-point line. Decided not to. Gives it to Sprang. Sprang working towards the basket. Ball knocked loose on the floor by Jones. Recovered by Sprang. Fought for by Rohr. Out of bounds off of Rohr. And turnover number 20 on West Holmes. Ball goes back to the Lady Redskins. And they'll get it into Taylor Jones. Back to Kiger. Kiger's going to bring it up guarded by Hannah Rohr. Still in the backcourt. Now across the timeline goes Kiger with the basketball. She'll go right side off a screen by Jones. And pass the ball off to Haley Clark. Clark's going to fake left, went right around her defender all the way to the basket, missed an easy layup, and Rollins pulls it down for West Holmes. Up ahead to Rohr with the basketball. Back to Katrina Rollins. She's 30 feet from the bucket and almost into a double team there. Now she'll bounce past the Sprang at the foul line. She'll turn around and find Reynolds at the baseline. Reynolds' reverse layup attempt no good. A rebound comes down to Jones for Indian Creek. Haley Clark back the other direction, now up ahead to Copeland, back to Kiger, now top of the key, guarded by Rohr, right side over to Clark. Clark picked up there by Katrina Rollins, now bounce pass into the paint, goes to Abby Copeland. Her shot no good, a rebound pulled down by Mia Halverson for West Holmes. Now Katrina Rollins has it, quickly going the other direction, left side, she'll reverse dribble. Loose on the floor, and they're going to reach in foul there on Taylor Jones. Well, that'll be the third team foul here on the Redskins. That's going to be the third foul on Jones, and that could be a blessing for West Holmes. And we've got a timeout on the floor, so we'll take one as well. You're listening to Lady Night Basketball right here on Stream 2.
Fox's Pizza Den in Millersburg is looking for smiling faces to join their team. Part-time positions are available for pizza makers, customer service providers, and delivery drivers. Most jobs are for evening and weekends. Successful candidates will have the following skills: the ability to work in a team environment, excellent communication skills, be punctual and dependable, and delivery drivers must have a valid driver's license, an acceptable driving record, proof of insurance, and a satisfactory vehicle. Mileage reimbursements are paid daily. Drivers retain all tips they receive. Apply at the store at 42 North Grant Street.
Be sure to stop by Southside Quick Lube and ask for a Quaker State oil change. For performance you can count on, Quaker State, the power to reduce friction. And it's going to be West Holmes basketball now with the ball out of bounds underneath their own basket. It's going to be Katrina Rollins with the ball for West Holmes. She'll get it up into Fair. Fair dribbling left side, layup no good. Rebound pulled down by Halverson for the Knights, up and in. Halverson gets herself in the scoreboard with her first 2 points. Now 25-19 lead for Indian Creek. And they've got the basketball quickly the other direction. Goes Haley Clark across the timeline, guarded by Alexander on the right side. Back up top to Taylor Jones, guarded by Mia Halverson. Jones now goes left side to Kiger beyond the arc. She's going to step back for three. Off the front iron, no good. Rebound comes down to Alicia Alexander for the Lady Knights. She'll take it herself, get it across the timeline. She's going to try and set the offense. She's going to dribble right side now into the paint all the way up to the basket. Nice take there by Alexander. She went left side and she got fouled. But West Holmes doing what it needs to do to try and get back in this ball game as they're driving to the bucket, trying to get to the free throw line.
Number 24, Haley Clark, her second.
So that foul called on Haley Clark. That's going to be her second foul. Team foul number 4 on the Lady Redskins. Alexander's first free throw attempt up on the way, rattles in and out, no good. So she'll have one more coming. That one up on the way and good. Alexander 2 of 4 from the free throw line now tonight. West Holmes closing the gap here, 25-20, Indian Creek lead. They've got the basketball. It's Jones up ahead to Copeland across timeline. Right side over to Mackenzie Taylor. Now back up top to Kylie Kiger, guarded by Alicia Alexander. Now right side, Kiger pulls up for 3 and knocks it down. Stepped right into that one.
It's her first 3 of the night.
And she's got 8. Now West Holmes with the basketball. It's Melanie Fair on the right side. Back up top to Alexander. Her 3 ball on the way, no good. Ball loose on the floor. They're going to get Katrina Rollins going over the back with the foul. So that'll be team foul number 2 on the Lady Knights. And also team foul number 2 on Rollins. And that's going to get Patterson back up into the ball game and send Rollins to the bench. West Holmes set up in their 1-3-1 press. And Haley Clark quickly gets it across their press. Not effective tonight. Clark's got the ball on the right side, guarded by Alexander. Back up top to Kiger, guarded up top by Kenzie Patterson. Now right side over to Haley Clark. Down in the corner to Jones. She'll dribble out of there, going back up top to Clark. Clark back to Jones on the right side, guarded by Alexander. Jones hands off now to Mackenzie Taylor. She's going to drive hard to the basket on the right, gets the shot to drop, and she's going to be fouled there by, that's number 13, Mia Halverson, picking up the foul. And Mackenzie Taylor, now with her 5th point of the night, she'll have one more coming at the free throw line, and that's going to bring Abby Starkey back into the ball game, and out will go Taylor Jones. 1:05 remaining here, third quarter play. It's Indian Creek with a 10-point lead. That free throw up on the way, no good. Fought for, loose on the floor, pulled down by Mia Halverson for the Knights. And this will be Patterson with the basketball back the other way for the Knights, handed off the Fair left side. She's going to dribble into the paint, kick it back out to Halverson. Halverson now goes all the way down the corner to Alicia Alexander. She's going to dribble into the paint, lost it, recovered it. Shot no good. A rebound pulled down by Mackenzie Taylor. That's knocked loose at half court, recovered there by Indian Creek. They'll keep the ball. Kiger with it now down in the corner to Starkey. Starkey back up top to Copeland, left side. She'll throw it back up top to Clark, locked loose on the floor. Clark will recover. Guarded there by Claire Reynolds. She'll go right side to Alicia Alexander, now to a cutting Abby Copeland. Now the ball will be down in the corner, loose on the floor. That's Abby Starkey with it. She lost it. Alexander tied her up. And that ball will stay here on this end of the floor with Indian Creek. 22 seconds remaining here. Indian Creek with a 10-point lead. They'll have the ball out of bounds under their basket. That's Kiger with it, set to throw it inbounds. She'll get a bounce pass in to Copeland. Now back up top to Starkey. She'll dribble right side into the paint, kick it back out to Taylor. Taylor back up top to Clark. Her 3-pointer in and out. Rebound came down to number 12, Starkey, but then she walked with it. So that'll be a turnover on Indian Creek, number 17. And West Holmes basketball with 11.2 seconds to go in the third quarter of play. This is going to be Patterson with the ball across the timeline now. 5 seconds remain. Over to Alexander. She'll throw it down to Halverson in the corner. She'll pump fake from 3. Drove into the basket. Lost it. Loose on the floor. Picked up by Melanie Fair. And that's going to get in just as the buzzer goes off. So that basket will count. Give Fair the bucket. And that'll bring an end to the third quarter of play. With that, West Holmes cuts the lead to 8 as Indian Creek has a 30-22 lead over the Lady Knights. You're listening to Girls High School Basketball right here on Stream 2.
With unpredictable power outages affecting homeowners more frequently than ever, Generac's best-selling home standby generators are designed to protect your home and family from extended power failures. This is Carrie Taylor inviting you to partner with Millersburg Electric and Generac for a free in-home assessment to identify the right generator for your backup power and financial needs. Power you control with peace of mind from Millersburg Electric, Ohio's premier Generac generator dealer. Call today or visit millersburgelectric.com.
Trying to decide if now is the right time to stop renting and purchase a home? Ask yourself a few questions. Are you ready to settle down? Can you afford to pay for repairs and maintenance costs? For many people, the decision comes down to what you can afford at the moment. At the Kilbuck Savings Bank, our expert lenders are here to help you make one of the biggest decisions of your life. Everyone has different needs. Our job is to listen to your story and help determine the best way to turn the page on your life's journey. The Kilbuck Savings Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
And welcome back here to the dungeon in West Holmes High School. As we're entering the fourth quarter of play, West Holmes find itself on the short end of a 30-22 ball game. It will be West Holmes basketball here to start the fourth quarter. It will be Katie Sprang set to inbounds for the Lady Knights. West Holmes is going to start with Sprang, Patterson, Reynolds, McMillan, and Rohr. This is going to be McMillan with the ball, foul line. She'll kick it back up to Katie Sprang, right side to Reynolds. Reynolds, free ball on the way, short, no good. A rebound comes down to Jones for Indian Creek. So Indian Creek with the basketball now. This is going to be Haley Clark with the ball coming the other direction, picked up top by Patterson. Now she'll go right side to Abby Copeland. Copeland's going to dribble all the way into the paint, right-hand layup up and in, and we've got a foul coming. Third quarter stats, courtesy of Scott Miller. It was West Holmes going 0 of 2 for three-point land, while Indian Creek was 1 of 4. West Holmes 3 of 7 from two-point land, good for 43%. Just 2 of 10 for Indian Creek, good for 20%. 4 of 6 from the free throw line for the Knights, 0 of 1 for Indian Creek. And that first free throw attempt by Abby Copeland up on the way and no good. Both teams grabbed 9 rebounds in the third quarter. West Holmes committed 5 turnovers to 4 for Indian Creek. Copeland's second free throw attempt up on the way, no good. Rebound comes down to Patterson for the Lady Knights. She's quickly going the other way. She's going to go coast to coast, left hand, and lay it up and in. Good take there by Patterson. And West Holmes now has this lead down to 6, 30-24. Now Indian Creek basketball. It's going to be Kiger getting across timeline. Stopped there by Hannah Rohr, so she'll hand it off to Taylor for the Redskins. She'll give it up to Haley Clark, guarded outside the three-point arc there by Kenzie Patterson. She'll go left side now. Now reverse her dribble back to the right, looking for somewhere to go. There's the 5 call. Good defense by Patterson. She kept her occupied, dribbling the ball up top, and the official was chopping time. So turnover there for Indian Creek is number 18, just what the Knights needed, as they still find themselves down 6. Patterson now with the basketball. She's going to give it up to Sprang, going to cross the timeline into the paint to McMillan. McMillan now right side to Reynolds. Reynolds going to kick it back up top to Kenzie Patterson. 3 ball in the way, no good. Rebound comes down to Claire Reynolds for the Knights, out to Katie Sprang on the right side. She'll reverse dribble into the paint. Her shot up, no good. Rebound comes down to Indian Creek, and that is Mackenzie Taylor, number 10. Kiger with the ball now. She'll try to get it across the timeline, guarded by Hannah Rohr. West Holmes picking up the defensive intensity here as they need to. 6:30 remaining in the fourth quarter play. West Holmes down 30-24. Jones muscles her way into the paint, puts up the right-hand layup, and good. Jones now has 8 points on the night. And West Holmes basketball now. It's going to be Reynolds with it. She'll get it down to Sprang in the corner. She's thinking about the 3. Throw it back up top to Reynolds. Reynolds beyond the arc. She'll step into the foul line. Loses it loose on the floor. Ball fought for, scrambled for. And that jump ball is going to go to... Yeah, they'll keep it a jump ball. It's going to go to Indian Creek, so give the turnover to West Holmes. That's going to be their 21st turnover. The West Holmes in their 1-3-1 press. It's going to be Kiger get the inbound the ball underneath the West Holmes basket. And she will get it in to Haley Clark. Clark picked up in the backcourt by Patterson. Now Clark goes right side, reverse dribble behind the back. She'll get it across the timeline. Now dump it off to Jones, left side beyond the arc, down to Abby Starkey. She'll dribble foul line, extend to left, kick it back down to Jones in the left corner. She got McMillan off her feet with a pump fake, drove to the basket and scores. And they'll push the lead back out to 10 points. West Holmes now comes Kenzie Patterson with the basketball over to Sprang on the right side. Sprang's going to throw up a floating one-hander, no good. Rebound comes down to McMillan. She futs back up off the glass, no good. Fought for her loose. And Rohr and Jones got tied up there. Whistle, foul coming, and they're going to get Jones. That'll be number 4 for Jones. And for West Holmes, that's going to get Alicia Alexander back up off the bench into the ball game. Out will go Claire Reynolds. Kenzie Patterson will inbound the ball underneath the Lady Knights basket as they find themselves down 10 points. Patterson has the ball looking to get it in. She'll hit Sprang in the right corner now up top to Alexander. Rotates it all the way over to Rohr right side. Down to Kenzie Patterson in the corner. Patterson's going to cut into the paint. Kick it out to Sprang left side beyond the arc. Sprang's going to drive to the basket. Right hand layup in and good. Nice move there by Sprang. And Sprang now has 9 points on the night. Indian Creek with the basketball now up ahead by 8. West Holmes has them trapped in the backcourt, and Indian Creek's going to call a timeout. So with 5 minutes remaining here to go in the ballgame, it's Indian Creek ahead 34-26. We'll take a quick timeout, come back after this. You're listening to Lady Knights basketball right here on Stream 2.
With tightening budgets and resources, schools face a daunting task these days, providing young people with all they need to equip them for the years ahead. Denko Marketing in Millersburg urges you to support our students and youth in whatever way you can. Whether it's the giving of your time and experience or donating items for use by educators, groups, or clubs, everyone can make a difference. Denko Marketing of Millersburg hopes you're giving back to the young people of today. Denko Marketing of Millersburg, where the business at hand is the business of home.
Have you heard yet? The Beach Club Tanning Salon has added a new location in Millersburg to go along with their Berlin shop. Open every day except Sunday at both locations at the Beach Club Tanning Salon in Millersburg and Berlin. Indian Creek with the basketball now. They'll have it on their side of the floor. Ball in the hands of Mackenzie Taylor. She's going to look down the low post to Copeland. Copeland shot up no good. Actually, she didn't get the shot off, just a recovery. And now it's going to be Taylor with the basketball left side. Foul line extended. Guarded by Sprang. She knocked it loose. Now it's loose on the floor again. Knocked down by Patterson. Knocked loose again by the Knights and out of bounds. West Holmes fighting a little harder here as they need to, as they find themselves trailing 8 points. Ball will stay with Indian Creek. It's going to get Jones back up into the ball game. Jones has got 4 fouls for Indian Creek, and she's done a lot of damage here tonight. West Holmes likes their chances better without her on the floor for sure. Jones will have the ball, and now she'll get it across the timeline. She'll be picked up by Ella McMillan on the left side. Jones will now dump it off left side to Copeland. Copeland dumped it down into Haley Clark on the block down the left side. Her shot up, no good, but foul coming. And they're going to get Katie Sprang on that foul.
Number 33, Katie Sprang.
Team foul number 5 on West Holmes. That's quickly going to get Mia Halverson back up in the ballgame because that's 4 fouls now on Sprang for the Knights. Shooting is Haley Clark for Indian Creek. Her first free throw attempt up and in. Clark now has 7 points on the night for Indian Creek. Halverson now in the ball game as Haley Clark prepares for her second free throw attempt. That one up on the way off the front iron. No good. A rebound comes down to Alicia Alexander. Alexander's going to give it up to Patterson now across the timeline. Go right side back to the left now to Alexander. She'll step into the paint, kicks it over to Rohr back up top to Patterson. Now Patterson over to Alexander. Alexander dribbles, kicks it back over to Rohr. Rohr throws up the 3 from the right side. No good. Rebound fought for, brought down by number 3 Kiger for Indian Creek. Clark now has the basketball, guarded by Ella McMillan in the backcourt. Here comes Alexander. She knocks it loose. And Alexander's going to get called for the foul as she knocked Haley Clark to the floor.
Foul's on Alicia Alexander, her second.
So Alicia Alexander picks up her second foul. Team foul number 6 on the Knights. Indian Creek with 5 team fouls here in the second half. 3 minutes, 50 seconds remaining here. West Holmes finds themselves down 9. Kiger with the basketball. They'll get it into Jones. She'll go across timeline, left side beyond the arc. Back up top to Mackenzie Taylor. I would look for Indian Creek to run a little time off the clock here rather than look for a shot. Copeland with the ball now. She'll go clear left side over to Jones. Jones looking for somewhere to go. She'll dribble to the foul line, kick it back out right to Taylor. Now right down in the corner to Copeland on the right side, guarded by Alexander. Copeland's going to try to drive to the paint. Ball knocked loose, recovered by Copeland. Back up top to Jones. Now right side over to Clark, over to Taylor. Taylor just going to find a cutting Haley Clark to the basket. Nice backdoor cut. She misses a wide open layup. Ball fought for, loose on the floor. It's going to stay right here with Indian Creek. Give them the team rebound, and this will be Haley Clark on the inbound. She'll get it quickly inbounds at Mackenzie Taylor. Her shot up off the left glass and good. And so now it'll be West Holmes basketball. It's going to be Alicia Alexander with it. She'll go top the key over to Hannah Rohr on the left side. Rohr picks it up, gives it back to Alexander. Now back to Rohr on the left. Rohr looks baseline, nowhere to go, back up to Alexander. Alexander tries to throw it down in the paint to Halverson, and there again, we just saw Indian Creek jumping into that passing lane like we've talked about. The turnover number 22 on West Holmes, and here comes Haley Clark with the basketball across timeline, whistle and a foul call. We got one coming on Kinsey Patterson.
Fouls on Kinsey Patterson, her third.
That's going to be her third, team foul number 7 on the Lady Knights, and that means Indian Creek's going to be shooting. So 1-1. That's going to get Claire Reynolds and Sprang back up into the game. Out's going to go Halverson and Alexander for the Knights. Starkey checks back in for the Redskins. Out will go Jones with her 4th foul. And to the free throw line goes Haley Clark for Indian Creek. Her shot up on the way and good. Indian Creek extends that lead out to 38-26. As Clark eyes her second one, throws it up, rolls around, and got it. 9 points now for Clark. West Holmes trailing it by 13, 39-26. Sprang now with the basketball for West Holmes, kicks it down the corner to Rohr. She throws a 3-ball on the way, got it. Nice shot by Rohr. Just what West Holmes need, 5 points for Rohr. Now it's going to be Kiger with the basketball. She'll get it up ahead to Mackenzie Taylor. She'll give it back to, that's going to be Haley Clark with the ball now guarded by Sprang. Across the timeline, going to right side, still guarded by Sprang. Clark nowhere to go. And she'll finally get the pass off to Mackenzie Taylor, going right guarded by Ella McMillan. Now Clark back on the left side to Copeland for the Redskins. Copeland just threw it out of bounds as Mackenzie Taylor cut right, she threw it left, and turnover number 19 on Indian Creek. And with that, we're going to get a timeout here as West Holmes wants a timeout to talk about things. So we'll take a quick break here, bring it back right after this. You're listening to Lady Night Basketball on WKLM Stream 2.
Swimming the English Channel? Check. Running with the Bulls in Pamplona? Check. Buying new tires for your car? Probably not anywhere near the top of your bucket list. That's why at Holmes Tire LLC, they offer long-lasting, high-quality tires like the Yokohama Avidus NGT, a spirited all-season radial featuring powerful grip on wet or snowy roads, and tread wear so long, it's backed by a 65,000-mile warranty. So the next time you need new tires, stop by Holmes Tire LLC for a set of Yokohama Avidus NGTs. Stop by Holmes Tire LLC today and fill out a finance application for approval with no credit needed on new tire purchases. Call Holmes Tire LLC in Millersburg, 330-674-0025, or their other locations in Spencer, 330-648-2401, and Mount Vernon, 740-392-1811.
And we're back here with just 1:53 remaining here in the game as West Holmes finds themselves on the short end of a 10-point lead by Indian Creek as it's 39-29. At Keim, you can shop in-store or place an order for delivery or come to the yard and pick it up your order without lifting a finger. Plus, you can now place orders online for Local Express online at keim.express.com. Keim, built on trust since 1911. West Holmes basketball now. It's going to be Kinsey Patterson with the ball. She'll get it across the timeline. Now third right corner down to Rohr. Rohr will throw it back up top to Sprang. Sprang dribbling left side. Trying to get inside the paint, nowhere to go. She'll give it up to Claire Reynolds. Reynolds double teamed there on the sideline, nowhere to go. She'll step through back to Sprang. Sprang going dribble baseline, right side layup, wide open, no good. She gets her own rebound back. And a hard foul there as players hit the floor, and that's going to be Mackenzie Taylor. She jumps up and she's okay. It's going to be West Holmes basketball out of bounds. This is going to be Sprang with it on the right side. She's going to running one-hand floater up, no good. Rebound comes down to Clark. West Holmes just can't buy a bucket here. And Clark gets it. She'll call timeout on the baseline. West Holmes quickly double-teamed her.
Timeout.
Well, this is going to be a full timeout. We'll take one here as well. I'll be back right after this on Stream 2.
If you're a business or do-it-yourselfer looking for the best possible siding for your home or office, then stop by MRV Siding Supply. They offer the #1 rated panel on the market, Cedar Max Super Polymer Insulated Siding by Provia. Cedar Max provides outstanding performance inside and out with impact resistance, impervious to moisture, flame retardant, and noise reduction, giving you peace of mind. For Cedar Max Super Polymer Insulated Siding by Provia, call MRV Siding Supply at 800-524-7436. Visit them on the web at mrvsiding.com.
Kid.
Stop in for weekly specials along with a great selection in the deli, meat and produce departments. For a fresh arrangement of flowers, check out the Posy Pad Floral Shop. Then before you head out, sign up for a Roadie's Rewards card. Happy New Year's from Roadie's IGA, your marketplace in Millersburg. So with 1:20 remaining here, West Holmes finds itself on the short end of a 10-point difference as they trail 39-29. West Holmes has committed 22 turnovers on the night, very uncharacteristic of this team. So it's going to be Indian Creek basketball now. They'll inbound under the night basket. And this will be Kiger with the ball. She'll get it into Jones. Now back to Kiger. Guarded tightly in the backcourt by the Knights. Now Jones has it, still having trouble with it. And there's a steal by Hannah Rohr. Rohr's going to take off right side of the basket. Throws a shot up and no good, but there's a foul called. They got that foul called on number 22, Abby Copeland. That's her third foul. And that's going to send Hannah Rohr to the line for the Lady Knights. And they've got to get to the line often now with the clock stopped and knock them down. Rohr's first free throw attempt up on the way. Rattles off the back iron and goes in. Rohr now has 6 points on the night for West Holmes. Rohr's second free throw attempt. Up on the way, got them both. Big shots there by Rohr as West Holmes cuts it to 8 with 1:09 remaining. Kiger with the basketball on the baseline. Knocked out of bounds, stolen away there by Patterson, but she stepped on the end line. It'll stay with Indian Creek. Just 1 second off the clock that time, so 1:08 remaining. And Kiger going to try it again. She's got the ball in her hands, looking for somewhere to get it in. She's going to throw it up ahead to Jones. She's in the middle of the court, now back to Kiger. Kiger's going to be guarded in the backcourt there by Patterson. She'll get it across the timeline. Now top of the circle beyond the arc. She'll pull it back out and make the Knights chase. But now with the basketball is Haley Clark. They don't need to shoot. Clark now going to be tied up there on the sideline, so jump ball. It will stay with Indian Creek. But West Holmes does flip that possession arrow with that tie up. And with that, we're going to get a timeout there by West Holmes. We have taken care of paying the bill, so we'll just keep it right here. It's a 30-second timeout. Stop in for the Start of Something New sales event and get $2,750 in bonus cash plus $500 in Chrysler Capital bonus cash on select 2021 Jeep and Grand Cherokee models at Village Motors in Millersburg.com. 52.6 seconds remaining here in the contest from the dungeon at West Holmes High School. West Holmes Lady Knights trailing by a score of 39-31. God, we thought we would see a pretty good ball game tonight. In some aspects we have here. It's been two teams playing great defense, not a lot of offense.
No, and I don't think either team has gotten into any kind of flow. This game has just been very disjointed, if I could use that word.
Yeah, good word here indeed. So Indian Creek basketball now, they'll inbounds in front of their bench with just under a minute to play in an 8-point lead. This is going to be Haley Clark with the ball. She'll look to get it in now and does to Jones. Jones picked up by McMillan. Now back to Clark. Clark over to Taylor, left side. She'll throw it back up top to Kylie Kiger. Now 45 seconds remaining. Kiger with the ball, guarded by Rohr. Now here comes Claire Reynolds. She had a chance to steal it. Instead, she knocked it out of bounds. Good hustle there, but West Holmes needed the turnover. So ball will stay with the Lady Redskins, and they'll have it out of bounds underneath their basket. Up off the bench quickly for West Holmes is going to come Allie McMillan. They're going to get Katie Sprang out of there to guard her from picking up her fifth foul on the defensive end. They'll want her back on the floor for offense. Kiger with the ball in her hands now for Indian Creek. She'll get a bounce pass into Jones on the left block. Jones went up for the shot, and she was fouled there. They got a choice of two players. We'll see who they give it to. They did indeed give it to Ella McMillan. That's going to send Jones to the free throw line.
14, Ella McMillan, her third. Taylor Jones at the line.
I think they are going to call that a shooting foul. So
they are indeed, so Jones will have two. Jones' first free throw attempt up on the way and got it. Jones having a good night from the free throw line.
And she's been probably their most consistent scorer.
Absolutely. And that gets Sprang back up into the ball game. Allie McMillan checks out. Jones throws her second free throw attempt up on the way and got them both. And they'll push that lead back out to 10 with just 30 seconds remaining in the ball game. And ball knocked loose on the floor. Sprang's going to come up with it. She'll stop and pop from three, a long ways out. No good. A rebound comes down to Hannah Rohr. She'll throw it back up to Kenzie Patterson. Patterson throws a three from a long ways out. No good. Rebound comes down to Jones for Indian Creek. She'll throw it over to Kiger, and she can be quickly fouled there by Hannah Rohr. The Lady Redskins have this one well in hand now with just 20 seconds remaining in the ball game, hanging on to a 10-point lead. So 9 team fouls now on West Holmes. but it's pretty much elementary at this point as Kiger goes to the free throw line for the 1-and-1. And holding on to a 10-point lead. She throws her first one up on the way, got it, nothing but net.
She'll get the second.
Yep, and Kiger now has 9 points for Indian Creek. Her second one up on the way, got them both, give her 10, and a 12-point lead with just 20 seconds remaining here. This is going to be Kinsey Patterson. She'll dribble across the timeline, hand it off to Hannah Rohr down the corner. Throw it up top to Sprang, now left side to Reynolds. Reynolds throws a three up on the way, in and out, no good. A rebound, fought for, comes down to, it's still loose on the floor. So they're going to say Indian Creek touched that. So we'll give West Holmes a team rebound. They'll hang on to the basketball. Just 6 seconds remaining. Kinsey Patterson set to throw it in for West Holmes. She'll get it over to Sprang. Sprang left side. She'll throw the three ball up on the way. Hits the side of the backboard, comes down. Jones gets the rebound. Claire Reynolds does get the steal there as time expires, but that's going to be the end of the ball game, as Indian Creek has knocked off the Lady Knights here in the dungeon by a score of 43-31. We'll take a break here, wrap up the numbers, and come back here to wrap things up from the dungeon right after this.
Subway restaurants are introducing new protein bowls. Each one has a foot-long's worth of protein, like grilled chicken or steak piled high on crisp veggies with your choice of sauce. Try great new choices like the Chipotle Southwest steak and the sweet onion chicken teriyaki bowl. And right now, you can go pro with double protein on any bowl or foot-long sub for just $2 more. That's twice the chicken or twice the steak for only $2 more. Only at Subway.
Limited time at participating restaurants. Additional charge for extras plus applicable tax. No additional discounts or coupons may be applied.
Looking for an experienced professional pest control company? Hi, this is Roger Bugs McClure with Holmes Pest Control. With over 40 years in the pest control industry and a lifelong resident of Holmes County, Holmes Pest Control can give you the best service by using the best products at the best price. Call Holmes Pest Control 330-674-9094 or visit our website at holmespestcontrolincorporated.com. Another home-owned, homegrown Holmes County business. Professional service with a personal touch.
Stop in to Rody's IGA for great specials all week long. Whether it's in their deli, meat, or produce departments, you'll find what you need with an outstanding selection and hometown service. For a fresh arrangement of flowers, check out the Posy Path Floral Shop. Then before you head out, sign up for a Rody's Rewards card and get additional savings while you shop. That's Rody's IGA Marketplace in Millersburg. Proud to be in business for 85 years.
When you're thinking of an old-fashioned smokehouse flavor, think Sugar Valley Meats. They cure their own ham and bacon, and the old-fashioned smokehouse uses hickory, apple, and sassafras. Processing, curing, and custom butchering are available, cut to your specifications. Stop in and see all the products that they offer. That's Sugar Valley Meats on Dutch Valley Drive in Sugar Creek. Turn left at the light, and Sugar Valley Meats is 1/4 mile on the right. Call today, 330-852-4423.
You're ready for college, ready to make the next step towards a better future. But putting your life on hold while you earn a degree just isn't for you. At Wayne College, you can pursue your degree and achieve your goals while staying in the community you know and love. Wayne College offers 2- and 4-year degrees that can save students up to 30% in tuition. Join us at the University of Akron-Wayne College, where student success comes first.
This is Raleigh Mast. I'm a fleet mechanic with Yoder Lumber Logistics. We are a truckload carrier and broker servicing customers east of the Rocky Mountains. We have a fleet of late model equipment specializing in flatbed and Conestoga freight. At Yoder Lumber Logistics, we take pride in offering our customers fast and friendly service at competitive rates for all their inbound and outbound needs. Give us a call today at 330-893-3131.
Promotion Therapy offers outpatient and home physical and occupational therapy. Locally and privately owned and operated, Promotion Therapy takes tremendous pride in making your therapy experience a success. We have taken all the extra precautions this year in making sure our clinic is sanitized and our therapists are fully equipped to treat you safely. Whether it's in our clinic or in your home, we will do everything we can to ensure you feel comfortable and confident in your care. Our clinic is located on South Washington Street, right next to Dairy Queen, or call us today at 330-600-0844. You can also visit us online at promotion-therapy.com.
And back here at the Dungeon, we just saw the Lady Redskins from Indian Creek defeat the West Holmes Lady Knights by a score of 43-31. West Holmes led on the night by Katie Sprang's 9 points. She was followed up by Hannah Rohr's 7. Alicia Alexander had 2. Fair had 4. Patterson with 3. McMillan had 4 for West Holmes, and Halverson had 2 to round out that scoring of 31 points. For Indian Creek on the night, they would be led in scoring by Jones, as she had 14 points, followed closely by Haley Clark. She had 12, as well as Taylor scoring 7 for Indian Creek, and Kiger, the other scorer, in double figures with 10 points to give them their total of 43 points. So Indian Creek will run its record now to 13-1 on the year. West Holmes will fall to 11-2 in this non-conference loss. And with the game time stats to wrap up, here is Scott Miller.
Your final score, once again, Indian Creek 43, West Holmes 31. For the host Knights, from the three-point range, they were a paltry 12% on 2 of 17 shooting this evening. Indian Creek wasn't much better. They hit 2 of 8 from three-point range for 25%. Indian Creek was 9 of 37 for 24% from the 2-point range in field goals. West Holmes was 9 of 27 for 33%. The free throw line tonight was a big part of the difference. West Holmes getting into foul trouble in the first half, and Indian Creek went to the free throw line in total on the game 26 times. They hit 19 of those for 73%. West Holmes was only able to get to the free throw line 10 times. They hit 7 of those for 70%. Rebounds were almost even this evening. West Holmes had 29 rebounds. Indian Creek had the edge in total rebounds with 32. Once again, turnovers almost even. West Holmes had 22 turnovers. That is uncharacteristic of the Knights. They usually take care of the ball much better than that. However, Indian Creek did play some very good defense, especially down in the paint, and got into the passing lane several times. Indian Creek ended up with 21 turnovers on the evening.
And that was the story of the game here from West Holmes. Turnovers on both sides. West Holmes just not able to find a rhythm tonight and get into their flow as they would normally do. So again, West Holmes is going to drop their record now to 11-2 on the year, while Indian Creek will jump out to a 12-1 total. So looking at our Subway player of the game tonight, not much to choose from here. Katie Sprang, though, getting the job done with 9 points tonight and a lot of hustle. So Sprang will be our Subway player of the ball game. Now that's going to pretty well wrap things up here from West Holmes tonight, again, as it was Indian Creek taking down the Lady Knights of West Holmes by a score of 43-31. Special thanks to our friends here from Claxon Communication, Casey and John, doing a good job getting us on the air, bringing you all the video and sound tonight from the Dungeon. So once again, and for the last time, it's going to be Indian Creek with getting the victory over West Holmes 43-31. For Scott Miller, this is Troy Fritz, and so long, everybody.
Thank you for watching high school basketball on Facebook Live. Tonight's broadcast has been a production of WKLM Radio and Claxon Communications.